So for this example, for these examples, we're doing the order of operations with integers. Now before we did the order of operations with natural numbers. The difference between natural numbers and integers is that integers can be positive or negative, whereas natural numbers were just positive. So we've got a few extra problems here. Now when you're doing these sums, it is really important that you have somewhere, and I'm going to put it up in the top right hand corner here, just some reference to BOMDAS, B-O-M-D-A-S. Now if you know what each of them means, you don't have to fill this next bit in, but I'm going to put it in because I know, because just for this example I want you to see what it is. The first thing you always do is you do the brackets. You solve whatever's in the brackets. The next thing you do the powers of. So this would be any powers or indices, that's another word for it. Another word for it is exponents. So any of powers, indices, or exponents. All that means is if you have a squared, some number squared, or if you have the square root of a number, you'll see it in these examples coming up. The next step is multiplication. So I'll just put that in. Multiplication. And then you can do division. And then you have addition. And then you have subtraction. These problems really build on everything that we've done so far. So every little bit that we've encountered so far is built up from all these questions. So really, if you're having trouble with this, you might want to look back over the previous 3 videos as well, or 4 videos to see it. There's one other thing I want to just put in here, and that's just a summary box up in the top corner here. Now if I have a plus multiplied by a plus, I get a plus. When the signs are the same, if I have a minus multiplied by a minus, I get a minus answer. When I have a plus multiplied by a minus, I get a minus. Sorry, that one up there is a plus answer. A minus times a minus is a plus. Signs are the same, you get a positive answer. When the signs are different, you get a negative answer. And if I have a minus times a plus, I get a minus. This also works for if I have divisions with all them. So if I have a plus divided by a plus, I get a plus. A minus divided by a minus, I get a plus. Plus divided by a minus, I get a minus. A minus divided by a plus, I get a minus. So when the signs are the same, you get a plus. When the signs are different, you get a minus. Now, so what we have here is the first example, and I'll just rewrite it because it didn't come out properly there. And I'll just go with it in blue. So we've got 5 brackets 4 plus minus 30 divided by 6 plus 3. Now when we have these, we look to see what we've got. Now we've got brackets alright, but all these brackets here are for multiplication and division. So we can kind of skip the first step. The brackets that we're talking about are more like an example 2, where we've got a bit of maths in the brackets. So we can go past that one, we can go past O, and we end up with multiplication. So we're in BOMDAS, brackets, powers of multiplication. We're on to multiplication and division. Now these 2 steps can be done at the same time. Likewise, the addition and subtraction step can be done at the same time. You can kind of group them together. So I'll do that here. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Plus minus 30 divided by plus 6. Now when a minus number is divided by a plus number, it's this 4th one over here. I'll just put a circle around it. You'll see that you get a minus answer. So we're going to have, and I'll put it in brackets, minus, and if we have 30 divided by 6, it's going to be minus 5. And we can put the plus 3 here. Now this is equal to the previous line. Now, just to pause and just have a little think about this. When we've got a bracket here and a minus number. So that's the same as if I have a plus 1 there, outside that bracket. Okay? You know the way 1, sometimes we can say, if there's no number outside the bracket, it's a 1. That's a rule we're going to be dealing with today. If you multiply anything by 1, you get the same thing back again. So it doesn't matter if you put the 1 in there, but I'm just putting it in there so that we can see it there now. The next line here then is this is equal to 20. We've got a plus 1 multiplied by a minus 5, plus times a negative, plus times a negative. So that's the third one up here. You can see it there. Gives us, the signs are different, so we get a minus answer, minus 5, plus 3. Again, I'd add the plus 3 and the 20, so I'll put the 20 plus 3 together, and then I've got a minus 5 there. So this ends up with 23 minus 5, which is equal to 18. And that's our answer for that. That's how you do that question successfully. That's how you get it right every time. Step by step, and not jumping or skipping lines. Now I'll move on to example 2 here. Now you'll notice that I'm again always looking at BEMDAS or BOMDAS. Brackets, powers of, multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. So, first step in this one is going to be B, brackets. I'll just put the B there just so that you see where I'm doing it. So I've got 2, brackets, plus 1 minus 4. Now, when you've got a plus 1 and a minus 4, what you're thinking about is, when the signs are different and you're adding or subtracting, you take the smaller number from the bigger number, but keep the sign of the bigger number. The sign of the bigger number is the minus 4, so this is going to be a minus answer, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So we have minus 3, and then we can still put in the square there. And this is just minus 5, and then we've got 6 minus 2, which is just a simple... We can talk through the rule as well. You take the smaller from the bigger and keep the sign of the bigger. The bigger sign is a plus 6, so it's going to be a plus answer anyway. I'll put it in, plus 4. Okay. The next step here is we've got a powers of. We've got a power. We've got the power there, to the power of 2. So we'll do that line next. We've got 2, leave everything else the same. Minus 3, brackets, minus 3. And then we've got minus 5, brackets, plus 4. Now we've gotten rid of that power, we can just do the multiplication. So we're on to multiplication, which is the third thing. I'll just put O there for powers of, and I'll just put multiplication there as well. So M is the next step, multiplication. So you'll do this in pairs. Minus 3 times minus 3. The signs are the same. I'm doing these two here. The signs are the same, so it's going to be a positive answer. Plus 3 by 3 is 9. The next step here is minus 5 times plus 4. A minus times a plus. The signs are different, so the sign is going to be negative. 5 times 4 is 20. So here we have 2 by plus 9 is 18 minus 20. Should be 20. So when the signs are different, that's a plus 18 and a minus 20. We take the sign of the bigger number, that's going to be the sign of the answer, and we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, so we get minus 2 as our answer. And that's how you do these order of operation problems with integers.